Om Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tama Gocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyam. We are trying to study Sri Shankaracharya's Viveka Chudamani, and last time we read up to Shloka 524. Up to 520, it was the disciples' exclamatory explanation of what he has realized. And now the remaining is Guru not only encouraging and stabilizing him, but there are certain things which have to be observed after Nirvikal Samadhi, and the glory is being described for all of us. Wonderful glory of the man of realization and his total difference from us. Outside appearance, we may not understand. So, that is being gloriously described in the remaining shlokas. So, we read 525. अखंड बोधात्मनि निर्विकल्पे विकल्पनम व्योमनि पुरप्रकल्पनम तदद्वयानंदमयात्मना सदा शांतिं पराम एत्य भजस्व मौनम. In the Atman, which is nirvikalpa, without any second, the consciousness should be akhanda, unbroken, undivided. In such an Atman, if we are imagining anything else, if in that Atman we are imagining anything else, then it is like imagining a city in the sky. It is unreal or imaginary, like the city in the sky, if we are imagining anything in the Atman. So he is telling the disciple that one without a second, full of bliss, Atman, always have tranquility, absolute tranquility, bhajasva maunam, and that tranquility leads to maunam. Maunam does not mean only not talking. Maunam means a dhyanavastha. Maunam, according to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Shankar's commentary, Maunam is dhyanavastha. So remain steady in that meditation. Why you are thinking about why you need not think about the world, because it is like imagining the city in the sky. So remain steadfast. That is the meaning of Maunam here. Gira Maunam to Balanam Shankara said already. That Maunam which people practice by not talking remains to the Avivekis. That is not for the Jnani. So here Maunam means Dhyanavastha. It's a meditative mood, always. Always the Brahman is shining in his consciousness. Be steadfast there. Ushnim avastha paramopashantir buddher asat kalpa vikalpa heto brahmatmana brahmavido mahatmano yatra dvayananda sukham nirantaram. Ushnim avastha, quietude. Parama, absolute. Upashanti, that also tranquility. Buddhi here means mind. Buddhi or the mind is the cause of unreal things being imagined. Mind, the Dvaiti mind, is the cause of unreal things being imagined. So, when the mind does not work, that is called Tushnim Avastha Paramopashanti, and his reality is only Brahman. And that is his consciousness is Brahman. He is a man of wide mind where gaplessly, continuously, the bliss of one without a second Atman is being experienced. So the mind deals in Dvaita, and this person's consciousness has gone above the mind, so is always in bliss and quietude and tranquility. Nasti nirvasanat maunat param sukhakruduttamam vigyatatma swarupasya swananda rasapayana. When one has realized that real nature of self, then continuously he is experiencing the rasa, the source of his own bliss. He is continually experiencing the source of his own bliss. One who has realized his own real nature. And so there is no vasanas in him. There are no desires for external objects in him. He has continuous experience of bliss of his own nature. And that is Maunam. That is his meditative mood. And that is the best happiness. That meditative mood gives him the best happiness because desires do not disturb it, because he has realized the real nature of Atman and so is experiencing gaplessly the source of his own bliss. Gachan tishtan upavishan chayano vanyatha piva yathe chaya vased vidwan atma rama sada muni. Now the external life of the man of realization is being described. It is very glorious. Not that he is in a meditative posture. It is a meditative mood. Again and again I told you. So not that he is sitting in samadhi always. That is the wrong conception. He is going somewhere, he is standing, he is sitting, he is sleeping, or in any other posture as per his desire. Desire means as per his whim, fancy, no need to control. The Vidwan, the man of knowledge, is always finds bliss in his own self, always finds rest or bliss or enjoyment in his own self. And so, as per the fancy, he may be walking or staying or sleeping or in any other mode, but always he has the bliss inside. So externally, you need not see that he is always sitting in samadhi. Some people have this wrong impression. If he is meditating more, he is a Mahapurush. No. In every state of life, the meditative mood continues. He is experiencing the inner bliss. न देश काला सन दिग्यमादि लक्ष्य अध्यपेक्षा अप्रतिबद्ध वृत्ते संसिद्ध तत्वस्य महात्मनोस्ति वेदने का नियमाद्यवस्था. Now contrast from sadhakas. The beginners or the sadhakas have to follow many rules. They are not told to destroy those rules, the beginners. But the fruit or the example of the man of realization is always different from sadhakas. That one must understand. So, in such a space, at such a time, in such a posture, in such a direction, and you have to follow rules of life. That is all. Patanjali Yoga Sadhana or Gyanis also in the beginning, they do observe with this thing. Lakshya, always concentrate on one reality. Apeksha, this expectation is not there from the Jnani. From a Jnani, we need not expect that he is following so many rules. Apratibadda vritte. Because his vritti, his way of the mind, has no limits. It is always experiencing Brahman. So we cannot bind it in certain rules. Sansiddha tattvasya. It is for the person who has reached his absolute perfection in the real nature. Mahatma, his mind always becomes broad and is realizing himself. Why there can be any arrangement of rules? I remember here that when Sister Christine first came to Holy Mother, we find Nivedita's comment that Christine does not understand Mother's Sahajavastha. Later on, she understood, maybe even more than Nivedita. But in the beginning, the expectation is about some rules being strictly followed. That is for the beginners. I have seen people in my life very regular in his japa, work, sincerely, everything. But he has not yet developed the conception of reality. That the world is unreal. He does not understand even. So the external niyamas are not of much value unless the attempt is to change the consciousness. And when the consciousness is being changed, all this become auxiliary helpful. But once the nature of the reality is caught in dharana, then Shravan, Manan, Nidyasan only remains. No other niyamas remain. Even for devotion, I heard a beautiful song. प्रभु के दो ही भक्त हैं प्यारे, एक नेमी एक प्रेमी. Two types of devotees are dear to the Lord. One who is strictly following rules and one who has developed love. So the development of the love or attraction for God makes one transcend all rules. So again and again I am telling this is not for the beginner, but the glory of the man of realization is being described as contrasted with a sadhak, not contrasted with the ordinary man. When he is knowing himself, what is the rule for him? Gato yamiti vidnyatum niyama kon vekshate vina pramana sushtutvam yasmin sati padarthati. He is giving an outside example for that. We want to know a jar or a pitcher. What rule we have to follow? The light should be there and our eyes should follow that. Nothing more. So, pramana sushtutvam. That means the means should be proper. The external means is a light and our means is our eyes. If these are proper, we don't follow any rule to see a jar. Yes means sati padarthadi. Di means bodha, consciousness about that object does not require that these rules should be there to be followed, then you will see that. Yasmin sati, pramana sushtutvam yasmin sati. If the means are proper, that is enough, you can see the jar. You do not require any rules. अयमात्मा नित्य सिद्ध प्रमाणे सति भासते न देशम नापि वा कालम न शुद्धिम वाप्यपेक्षते. This Atman is always there, abiding reality. If the means are proper, it shines in you. It does not require proper time or space or purity of your mind even. Purity of the mind is necessary for the pramana to be proper. But the pramana is proper. Once the pramana has become proper, then purify yourself, etc. also is not needed. Shuddhim va apekshate. देवदत्तोऽहमिति एतद् विज्ञानं निरपेक्षकं तद्वत् ब्रह्मविदो यस्य ब्रह्माहमिति वेदनम्. You knew some boy called Devadatta, and you are seeing after some time, and you immediately recognize that this is that Devadatta. Does it depend upon anything else? It depends upon your recognition. You knew him once, and now seeing, you recognize him. It does not expect or necessary anything else. Nirapekshaka. Similarly, the knower of Brahman, he knows that Brahman is myself. So what conditions he requires? When the knowledge of Brahman has arisen as your own self, then what else rules you follow? What do you require anything else? What do you require anything else? So just it is a recognition. The example of Devadatta is given because Brahman is our real nature already. We are not cognizing. And now, as if again we are cognizing it. So it is like recognition of an existing fact. भानुनेव जगत सर्वं भासते यस्य तेजसा अनात्मकम असत तुच्छम किन्नु तस्य अवभासकम. भानुना इव जगत सर्वं भासते यस्य तेजसा. Yasya means Brahman. By the consciousness, light of consciousness of Brahman, the whole world is revealed. Like the sun's light revealed the whole world to us, actually the consciousness of Brahman reveals the whole world to us. Now the world is not ourself, not real, insignificant. Can anything of this unreal, non-self, insignificant world reveal Brahman? Can the things of the world reveal the sun? It is sun's light which reveals the world. So anything of the world is not necessary to reveal the real nature. It is the glory of the real nature, the consciousness, one without a second, which reveals all objects to us. And the objects are insignificant, unreal, not self. How they can reveal the self? So external aid is being refused here. Veda Shastra Puranani, Bhutani, Sakalanyaphi, Yenarthavanti tam kinnu Vijnata aram prakashayet. No Vedas, other Shastras, Puranas, and beings, all, they become meaningful because of Brahman. The Shastras become meaningful because of Brahman. How they can reveal the one who is revealing them? It is from Brahman that all the Shastras have come, and all the Shastras stop only in guiding us to realize it. Once having realized it, what is the meaning of Shastras now? What is the meaning of other beings now? They are not revealing Brahman now. They become meaningful. Even other people become meaningful because Brahman has revealed them to us. Brahman has revealed myself to me. Brahman has revealed the whole world to me as identical with Brahman. Brahman has revealed all the Shastras to me as being describing Brahman. So they have no meaning now for the man of realization. For the person who is on the path to realization, all the Shastras, even the help of a guru is necessary, but not for the man of realization. एष स्वयं ज्योतिरनंत शक्तिर आत्मा प्रमेय सकलानुभूति यमेव विज्ञाय विमुक्त बंधो जयत्ययं ब्रह्म विदुत्तमोत्तमः. This Atman is not only Swayam Jyoti, but contains infinite power. This Atman is beyond the means of knowledge. It is the common experience of all. We are experiencing Atman only. In all the objects, we feel they are objects. We feel my body, we feel my friend, we feel objects. But actually, they all being Atman only, we are experiencing Atman only. And that is Swayam Jyoti and infinite power. But realizing its real nature, one has become free from bondage. This Uttama Brahmavid, the best of the Brahmavid means real Brahmavid. He is always victorious. Jayati Ayam. He is always victorious. Nothing can defeat him. So, a Brahmagya is always victorious. Though Brahman is the common experience of all, but realizing his nature, this man has become victorious. Because Brahman by himself is Swayam Jyoti and infinite power. न खिद्यते नो विषये प्रमोदते न सज्जते नापि विरज्यते च स्वस्मिन् सदा क्रीडति नंदति स्वयं निरंतरानंद रसे न तृप्ता. A Brahman is never sorry nor happy because of some objects, nor attached, not detached from anything, because everything is sees as Brahman. Even the necessity of Vairagya is now gone. He is not attached to anything, so he does not require to become detached. We cannot say he is detached or he has renunciation because he is seeing Brahman everywhere. And because everything is Brahman for him, he is playing with himself. He is playing with himself during his meditation, and even while playing with others, he is playing with himself. Nandati Swam, and by that play he is happy. This is the glorious description of the Brahmajna and very glorious in incarnation. See, Shri Ramakrishna is playing, merrymaking with young boys, and next moment he is in Samadhi. So, every time he is playing with himself and full of bliss himself. He is satisfied permanently by the gapless, continuous experience of the source of joy, Ananda Rasa. Source of joy, by the gapless, continuous experience of the source of joy, he is always satisfied. Even if he is with others, he is in himself. Even if he is alone, he is himself. So he does not require anything. For us, some example. Yudham deha vetam tekva bala kridati vastuni tathaiva vidvan ramate nirmamo nirham sukhi. Now a small child, for example, he is not yet attacked by ego. Now he's playing with sport, playing with something. He even does not remember he is hungry. Even the mother may call him, my child, it is the time for food. He says, I am playing. So this example Shankar is quoting, how they play, removes for the time being is hunger also. That is for child time being. But similarly, the man of knowledge, always in his self, there is neither mind in him, neither I in him, is always happy. So a child forgets his hunger while playing. This example is given for the man of realization who is playing with himself always. He has no my or I. And so his happiness is permanent in whatever state of life he may be there. Now, the most glorious description. Chinta shunya mada inna bhaiksha mashanam panam saridvarishu स्वातंत्रेण निरंकुशा स्थितिरविर निद्रा स्मशाने वने वस्त्रम क्षालन शोषणादि रहितम दिग्वास्तु शय्यामहि संचारो निगमांत वीथिषु विदम क्रीडा परे ब्रह्मणि चिंता शून्य free from anxiety about future, about where my food will come from, about thousands of things which afflict a man in the world. Even the sadhaka, when and how shall I realize? This man of realization has no anxiety. Adainya bhakshamashana. What food he eats, which he gets in bhiksha. Now, an ordinary man, if he goes for bhiksha, he feels lowly. I am begging. Lowly he feels. Man of realization does not feel lowly. The body requires food, so I am begging. Important point in the man of realization. He does not feel lowly by eating the bhiksha food. And for drinking water, now municipality taps are everywhere. But at that time, there is plenty of water in the rivers. He can drink water from any river. That quenches his thirst. I remember a very funny thing here. When we were going to Amarnath, people had warned us that the hill water may spoil your stomach totally. And we were drinking water of every stream that was falling in the Himalayas, every stream. And that was invigorating, nothing bad or damaging. So, Panam Saridvarishu, Swatantrena Nirankusha Sthiti, nobody to control him, is free, that is his position. Abhi, fearless, Nidra Smashane Vane, where to sleep? In the town, they will not give you place to sleep. If you sleep on the street, the police will come. He sleeps in the crematorium, burning ghat. Who can disturb him? Or sometimes in the forest. So here the alternative is given. Smashane or Vane, where people won't disturb him. That is enough for his sleep. He does not require a luxurious palace to stay in. Vastram Shalana Shoshanadi Rahitam. The cloth he wears, he does not wash or dry it. One possibility. Other possibility, Digvastu, or the directions are his cloth. Va means he may put on a cloth, but he puts on the cloth, a cloth of the barge. It does not require washing or drying. The cotton or other material texture cloth requires washing and drying continuously, but the man of realization may put on the bark of a tree as cloth, which does not require washing or drying, Or he may not put on any cloth whatsoever. The directions become his cloth. And for sleeping, bed, pillow, the vastu shaya mahi. Shaya mahi. Earth is his bed. Earth in Smashan or Vana, that is the place. But actually he sleeps on the ground. He does not require any bed. And his movement, it appears he is moving here and there, but is moving in the lanes of Vedanta. Sancharo Nigamanta Vitishu. Nigamanta means Vedanta. Nigama means Ved. Nigamanta means Vedanta. Vithi means lanes or roads. The roads are lanes of Vedanta. That means the different Siddhantas of the Vedanta, that is always in his mind, and there he is moving. Vidam of the man of realization. And their play is always with Brahman. Kridam Pare Brahmani. They are playing with the Supreme Brahman, even if they are playing with the one example, glorious Swami Vivekananda has quoted. When he visited Rishikesh, he saw a sadhu walking, and children were hitting him with stones, and he was laughing. Swamiji drove out the children and treated his wounds by burning a cloth, making ash. Swamiji treated his wounds. And the man was laughing all the time and was saying, oh, how the children were enjoying hitting at me. See how the children were feeling happy hitting at me. Swamiji has said, I saw such a person. So, impossible, you want to imagine, but we have to understand the start of spiritual life is always by recognizing spirituality in others. So again, the end of spiritual struggle is being described so that we should know what the man of realization is, how he is free. This is called freedom. This is a very special shloka of Vivek Chudamani. Vimanam alambya shariremetat munatya sheshan vishayan upastitan parechaya balavad atmavatta yo vyaktalingo nanashaktabhaya. This body is like a vehicle. As we use a car or a chariot or a cycle or a bike, see, using this body as a vehicle. And whatever wish has come to him, parachaya, he has no particular wish. But whatever objects are coming to him by others' wish, without exception, he is experiencing. He is not choosing, I want this or that. By others' wish, whatever they feed him, he is eating. He is like a yade balavat. A child does not know what to eat and how to eat. The others feed him by their desire. Similar thing happens to the man of realization. He has no particular wish. Whatever others give, the objects he experiences. Atmavetta, if he is man of realization. Avyakta lingo. Outside, he will not show that he is a sannyasi or a sadhu. Paramahansa, Sri Krishna was putting a cloth, ordinary cloth, white cloth with borders, or without a cloth. So, he does not have the special insignia of a sannyasi once he has realized Brahman. Ananushaktavaya. He has no particular attachment to anything external. He is unattached to anything external. So, we do not know from outside that he is a man of realization. His dress and other things do not declare that, but it shines in his life. Another beautiful shloka, Digambaro Vapicha Sambaro Va त्वगंबरो वापि चिदंबरस्था उन्मत्तवद्वापि च बालवद्वा पिशाचवद्वापि चरत्यवन्याम्. Digambaro. Dig means the directions, or is cloth, or sometimes he has put on some cloth, or sometimes his skin is, no. Sometimes he puts on animal skin as his cloth, Mrugajin or Vyagrajin or anything, that he puts on his cloth. Sometimes he puts on normal cloth, sometimes directions as a cloth, sometimes his consciousness alone is his cloth. Chidambarasa and Digambarasa are the description of the same thing, but from different directions. And Togambara may mean two things. His skin is his cloth, or animal skin is his cloth. And sometimes with cloth. Sometimes he'll appear like a mad person. Intoxicated person, the exuberance of joy makes him intoxicated person. We should not go by the external. Sometimes like a child who does not know anything. Sometimes like a unclean person. He has no sense of cleanliness and uncleanliness now. Everything is holy for him. So he may be with bad clothes, uncombed hair, like a pishach, like an unclean person. Like that he may roam on the earth. So this is another glorious description, like the 538, this 540 also is another glorious description. कामान निष्काम रूपी सन चरत्येक चरो मुनिः स्वात्मनैव सदा तुष्टा स्वयं सर्वात्मना स्थिता. In the objects which are desired by ordinary people, that is called kama. He is without any desires, though he may be experiencing those objects. Ekacharo Muni, he may not have any company. He is moving by himself. He is pleased with himself always, but his self is not a limited thing. Important points that transcendent reality is immanent reality. So he himself is all. Swayam Sarvatmana Sthita. He stays as all and he is transcendent over all. So, important point of immanence is being stressed here, that among the objects of desire, he is moving without any desire. He may be alone or he may be with people, and he is pleased with himself always. He himself is being all. So, with all also is pleased, and with himself also is pleased, because it is himself which is all. Another glorious description. These are wonderful shlokas. क्वचित् मूढ़ो विद्वान् क्वचिदपि महाराज विभव क्वचित् भ्रांता सौम्या क्वचित् अजगराचार कलिता क्वचित् पात्री भूता क्वचित् अवमता क्वाप्य विदिता चरत्येवं प्राज्ञा सतत परमानंद सुखिता. Sometimes he will appear like a fool. Sometimes he will appear like a scholar. Sometimes he will be glorious, like the great kings. Sometimes he will appear like a madman. Sometimes very beautiful gentleman. And sometimes he follows Ajagaracharya. What is this Ajagaracharya? Python. Python does not move about for his food. What comes within his jurisdiction, he pulls by his breath and sucks it inside. That is Python. So many times he is like that. He does not move for food. Always he does not go for Viksha. Whatever comes to him, he eats. So these are different types in which he appears. Kvachit Patribhuta. People, if they understand him, they show great respect to him. Kvachit Avamata. When he is not understood, he is insulted. Bhakti Avidita. Sometimes not recognized at all. Neither insulted nor respected. He is just a man. Prajna, a man of knowledge, evam charati, like this he moves. Satata Paramananda Sukhita. He is happy with the absolute bliss always. That does not change. So appearance changes. These shlokas are really describe the glory of a Brahmatma. Swami Vivekananda has quoted these in many places. Nirdhanopi sada tushto apya sahayo mahabalaha nitya truptopya bhunjano apya samadarshana api asama samadarshana. He may not have any money, but is always satisfied. He may not have any outside help, but is always strong. He may not have anything to eat, but is always satisfied. He is asama. There is nobody like him, but he sees everybody with the equal eye. Though there are none other than him, like him. Api kurvan akurvana cha bhokta palabhogyapि shariryapि ashariryesha parichinnopi sarvaga. Sometimes he will appear like acting, karma kurvan. Sometimes he does work, akurvana. But there is no doer consciousness in him, so he is not doing anything. Drishyate natu tat karma. Yatha bhagavato vasudevasya. So we see a man of realization doing karma sometimes, but it is not karma because there is no subject-object consciousness in him. Phalabhogyapi, even if the fruit of karma comes to him or anything comes to him for bhoga, he is not enjoying avokta. Neither doer nor enjoyer. That is his position. And though we may see him living in the body, in his consciousness there is no body. We may see him a limited man, but he is pervading the entire universe. So in a contrasting words, paradoxical words, his glory is being described. Ashariram sada santam imam brahma vidam kvachit priya priyena sprushata tathaiva cha shubha shubhe. This is from the Upanishad. Ashariram priya priyena sprushata. This Brahmavid is always without the body consciousness. So there is nothing dear or non-dear to him because only body consciousness brings about this I like and that I do not like. But in him, nothing specially gives him joy, nothing specially gives him misery because he is without the body. Similarly, holy and unholy is no consideration for him because he is no body consciousness. So these are all relative terms for the sadhakas on the way, but the man of realization is different. Now the Guru is going on telling this to Shishya. Two purposes. That you will be like this, don't bother. And the glory is being described to us to understand a Brahmatma. Suladi sambandhavatopi manina sukham cha dukkham cha shubha shubhe cha vidvasta bandhasya sadatmano mune kuta shubham va api ashubham phalam va. The man who has no knowledge has connection with the gross body, subtle body, like that. Suladi sambandha vato abhimanina. And he feels, I am that. I am this body, I am this mind, is the connection of the man of ignorance or wrong knowledge with the body or the mind. And then he has sukha and dukkha. He has holy and unholy. He has to follow those. But the Muni, man of realization, who is always only Atman, all the bondages have been destroyed for him. For him, where is the Shubha Shubha? Phala? What is holy or unholy result for him? So it depends upon the man who has gross and subtle identity that the Shubha Shubha Priya Priya comes. But for the man who is all the bondages have been broken, there is no Shubha Shubha. He is always Atman only. तमसा ग्रस्तवद भानात् अग्रस्तोपि रविर्जनै ग्रस्त इत्युच्यते भ्रांत्या याज्ञात्वा वस्तु लक्षणम. Sun. Sun is never covered by darkness or clouds. People think sun is covered by clouds, and we do not see him. We say that he is covered by darkness. The sun does not know what is darkness. So, constant light is the nature of the sun. And yet, people feel that sun is not shining now, sun is being covered by the clouds now. That is their delusion. Because they do not know the nature of reality, they do not know the nature of reality, so they talk like this, that we are covered by ignorance. As the sun is never covered, we feel that it is covered. Tadvat deha adibandhebhyo vimuktam brahmavittamam pashyanti dehi van mudha sharira bhasa darshanat. That sun was an example. Like that, the best of the knowers of Brahman, this best is always described for the man of realization. Not only man with understanding or dharana or like that, the man of realization is free from the bondages of body, etc. Those who do not know, those who are ignorant, they see that he is with the body. We have discussed this during Prarabdha. The people who do not understand things, they say that he is in the body. Sharira Bhasa Darshana. That body is an illusion. And he knows the body is an illusion. But people seeing the illusion of the body, they think that he is in the body. And so they ask the question. Ahi nirvalani vayam muktva deham tu tishtati itas tatas chalyamano yat kinchit pranavayuna. Still wonderful description. The snake, at certain times of his life, gives up the outer skin. When he develops another skin, he gives up the outer skin. This man, in his consciousness, has given up the body. And the outer skin of the snake, when some wind comes, it moves. It is similarly, his body is being by the air of Chaitanya, it is moving. He is not moving. Pranavayuna, because the Pranavayu moves his body here and there, he is not concerned with that. Srotasa niyate daru yatha nimnonata sthalam daivena niyate deho yatha kalopabhuktishu. So some wood has fallen in the river. So the river carries it, whether it carries it to a low place or a high place. Similarly, his body is carried by the past karmas as per the times. the experiences of the body will be there, but he is not concerned with that. That is all about prarabdha. Yes, the word has come now. Prarabdha karma parikalpita vasana bhi sansariva charati muktishu mukta deha siddha swayam vasati sakhyavadatra tushnim chakrasya mulamiva kalpa vikalpa shunyaha. The prarabdha karmas have created impressions and that moves the body. It is like a man who is under transmigration, like him. The prarabdha is moving the body. In different experiences, Bhuktishu Mukta Deha. He has no bondage from that. He is free from the body consciousness. That is Siddha. He is like the Sakshi. That means he may perceive the changes in the body or the prarabdha phala in the body, but atra tushni, he is always satisfied, he does not react. Chakrasya mulamiva. Now, there is a potter's wheel, and within the potter's wheel there is a nail inside, on around which the wheel moves. But the pivot inside does not move. So that simile is being given. Everything around him may move. He is, the consciousness is fixed. He does not move. His mind does not roam. Though the things around him may roam. नैवेन्द्रियाणि विषयेषु नियुक्त एव नैवापयुक्त उपदर्शनलक्षणस्य नैव क्रियाफलमपि ईषदेक्षते स स्वानंद सांद्र रसपान samutta chitta. I think we stop here today and we hope, Maharaj, to complete it on the next term. We hope. Most probably we shall, because now the shlokas have not remained. So we may close it on the next turn. And if you like, or you should speak something in conclusion next time. And then we shall announce the Vedanta Sar timetable. Om Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam.